thy rest. I'm Nora O'Donnell in London. Good night.
This broadcast is sponsored by DeMayo Law Offices, representing Carolinians since 1992. On Your Side Tonight with Jamie Bowl starts now.
Crippling debt. Millions of people are struggling to pay off medical bills.
They sent a letter saying that they're going to take the tax refund.
And a WBTV investigation found hospitals aren't providing the resources they should when trying to recoup that money.
I guess after 2 years, they wanted the $3,000 quickly.
Plus, after chaos at Scarowinds, a new chaperone policy just announced. And the Queen of England laid to rest.
To remember her long life of selfless service.
Our David Wisnick has been reporting live from London. He'll show us a perspective you haven't seen from this royal farewell. We are going on your side tonight, exploring Charlotte's connection to the British crown, why the Queen City kept its name despite being one of the first in the U.S. to separate from England. Plus, a train hit a power line in South Charlotte, leaving customers in the dark for hours. How does that even happen? We're taking a closer look. And the Carolina Panthers begin the season 0 for 2. Can they still pull off a winning season? We're going to ask that as well. Good evening and welcome to On Your Side tonight. We are starting a half hour earlier, and from now on, we are going a full hour. New time slot, a few new looks here in our studio. But we have the same commitment when it comes to what you will see in these 60 minutes. In-depth coverage of the stories impacting you, your family, and our community. And we have a team ready to deliver on that promise. Alex Giles will be with us every night. We know you're busy, so he's going to get you caught up on all that's happened while you've been running around all day long. Rachel Coulter, you see her in the First Alert Weather Center. She is going to keep us up to date on the forecast. And if news breaks, we're going to have that for you as well. And in fact, that is where we start tonight with breaking news. Changes are coming to Carowinds after rumors of a shooting inside the park had people running for safety over the weekend during Scarowinds. Well, now the park says it will implement a new chaperone policy. WBTV's Nikki Hauser joins us live at Carowinds. Nikki, a lot of parents concerned about safety at the theme park. When's this new policy going into effect?
Jamie, that starts tomorrow, all because kids were reportedly getting unruly and causing chaos at Carowinds this past weekend. And Carowinds is now saying, hey, if you are planning to pay a little visit here this weekend for Scarowinds, you may need to bring a parent or a guardian if you're a certain age. Now, the age requirement hasn't yet been announced. The park just let us know about this new rule after rumors of those shots fired at the park on Saturday. Carowinds and Charlotte-Mecklenburg police say that didn't happen. The park says it was, quote, unruly behavior and altercations with kids that led to running and chaos. The park closed early that night. Spokespeople now say they have zero tolerance for it, hence this new policy, Jamie. And again, this event, Scarowinds, that's going to be going on for another 6 weeks here at Carowinds. So if you're planning to pay them a visit, we will keep you up to date on how this new policy will affect you. Jamie?
A lot of unsettling their headlines there for a few minutes there this weekend. Our Nikki Hauser reporting on that. She'll have the very latest tonight at 11 o'clock. All right, now to our 7 at 7. Our Alex Giles joins us with the other big stories that have been developing all day long. Alex?
Jamie, let's get folks caught up here. I'm going to start with the story that's had most of the world's attention today. People across the globe bidding a fond farewell to Queen Elizabeth II. We have talked so much about her and her incredible life this past week and a half. The Queen's reign spanned more than 7 decades. That is the longest reign in British history. Officials are estimating that about 20,000 people attended her funeral service inside Westminster Hall. There was a who's who of dignitaries in attendance. You had everybody from President Joe Biden and First Lady Dr. Jill Biden to other members of the royal family. We are so lucky to have our colleague David Wisnick in London. In just a little bit, he's going to speak about his experience being a part of this historic moment. Back here in the United States, a major mess on I-77 after a train brought down power lines. Might have impacted your morning commute. A lot of people snarled by this. The interstate was closed between Woodlawn and Tyvola roads. The interstate reopened shortly before 9. According to Duke Energy, power was knocked out to about 2,900 different customers. At last check, power was back up for everyone. We did reach out to the North Carolina Department of Transportation about contingency plans that they have in place for incidents like this that shut down a highway. They told us, quote, "We use tools such as real-time traffic information from NCDOT's Transportation Management Center to determine next steps and keep drivers informed of the latest traffic information." DOT continued by saying each situation is handled on a case-by-case basis. We followed this next story for several months. Attorneys are calling on the Department of Justice to investigate an officer-involved shooting that happened back in February. You may remember Brandon Combs shot and killed by an officer at a car dealership in Concord. The Combs family's attorney says body cam video shows Brandon Combs was never a threat to now former officer Timothy Larson. The family has questioned the officer's decision. And they said they want to sue the former officer and the police department. Again, they want the DOJ to investigate this now. We'll keep you posted on that one. It's been a little while since we've heard any rumblings about West Nile virus, right? Today, health officials here in North Carolina are warning about new reports of that virus. The North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services says 4 cases of the virus have been reported in different parts of the state this year. Get this, health officials say this is double the average number of cases reported by the end of August each year. Disappointing news for folks in the local arts community tonight. The curtain's closing on the Actors Theater of Charlotte. This theater company is in the Myers Park community. Been around for 3 decades, but will close after its fall show, Evil Dead the Musical. The theater put out a post on Facebook about this. They say a combination of factors have led to the decision, including the impact of the pandemic. More good news from the gas pumps tonight. Prices continue to drop. The average price for a gallon of regular gas in Charlotte stands at $3.37. That's about 5 cents down from just last week, 29 cents down from a month ago. The statewide average is a little lower at $3.33 a gallon. You can still find the cheapest gas if you head across the state line to South Carolina. The average price for a gallon in the Palmetto State, $3.26. Jamie, I know this gets tricky because if you're down near the state line, you want to try and prioritize getting gas while you're down there.
Should I drive the extra 5 miles?
Exactly, but you don't want to waste gas just getting there.
Yeah, exactly. I did fill up yesterday, and I remember thinking $51, I think it was. I thought, well, a couple months ago it was $70.
It could always be worse, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So a little bit of improvement, we'll take it. Alex with our 7 at 7. Thank you, sir. Let's get you updated on the forecast as well. Right now, we want to get you prepared for some late summer heat. Meteorologist Rachel Coulter live now in the First Alert Weather Center.
And it'll feel very summery as we get into the last few days of summer. In fact, fall starts on Thursday when it's actually going to feel like fall Friday. So it's going to be a day delayed, but hey, at least we've got some really nice big changes in the forecast. I think you're going to like the 7-day, and I'll be talking about that here in just a few minutes. But it was warm today. We were pretty close to the 90-degree mark at 87 degrees in Charlotte. Just for perspective, we should be in the low 80s this time of year now that we're getting closer and closer to fall. So if you're going to be heading out the door here shortly, temperatures really in the 70s and low 80s, just depending on where you are. Those still at that 80-degree mark. Statesville and Charlotte down towards Rock Hill, low 80s in Shelby and Lancaster. Hourly planner showing those temperatures falling back into the 70s for a good portion of the evening. 60s as we head into the overnight period. Low 90s the next few days. So I'm going to be timing out the cool down, but also talking about a quickly intensifying Hurricane Fiona, the track going forward, what we can expect here at home in just a few minutes, Jamie.
Yeah, a lot of concern for Puerto Rico and all the islands down there. Rachel, thank you. Coming up next here on Your Side Tonight. She spent 70 years on the throne. WBTV in London for the funeral of Queen Elizabeth II. In tonight's cover story, David Wisnett shares being part of this moment in history. Plus, it's a problem hard to escape, an investigation behind South Carolina's crippling medical debt.
All the highlights, all the bragging rights. The 40th anniversary of Football Friday Night. Fridays at 11:20 on WBTV and WBTV News Now.
Hey folks, WBTV's Primetime News Block is sponsored in part by Mike Johnson Hickory Toyota. It's 1-800-NEW-TOYOTA or hickorytoyota.com.
If your pets have turned your floors into an eyesore, we got some tricks in our tool belt. 50 Floor now has the newest hardwood, tile, laminate, luxury vinyl, and carpet. 50 Floor brings hundreds of samples to your home to see in your own light. 50 Floor will do all the heavy lifting for you, and they can get most jobs done in a day. They'll even clean up afterwards. Call today to get free installation. 50 Floor is home improvement done right.
Call 50 Floor. Pick up the phone, we'll be knocking at your door.
Finding the Honda you really want just got easier. With a longer limited warranty, so long. downloadable inspection reports so you see what we see. Downloadable. And complimentary oil changes within the first year. That's what I'm talking about. You've never been more at peace than with Honda Certified Pre-Owned.
Weather sponsored by Hospitality Heating and Air Conditioning. Repairs, service, and installations.
Hey. What's with the Kung Pao?
I'm stockpiling lucky numbers, get more pick 3 and pick 4 wins.
You should just play Fireball. When you added the pick 3 or pick 4, you get an extra draw number for more combinations to match and win.
Oh.
Serving size 1 cookie.
I think that one's a typo.
Make your own luck with Fireball, the hot new add-on with more combinations to match and win.
A Bojangles family meal has so many more fixings to choose from.
Mac and cheese.
Dirty rice.
Those scratch-made biscuits.
It's bow time.
The great experiences you have in here and even out here all started here. Because the best customer experience always leaves a great impression. GMC, awarded #1 in sales satisfaction by J.D. Power. Get 0% financing on GMC Terrain models. Plus, current eligible GMC owners get an additional $250 purchase allowance. Professional grade SUV of the Carolina Panthers.
Tired of painting year after year? Go Rhino and you'll never have to paint again. Rhino Shield is formulated specifically for our unique climate here in the Carolinas. Rhino Shield resists chipping, cracking, flaking, or peeling, and is backed by our extraordinary 25-year warranty. So stop throwing your money away on ordinary paint. Call now for a free estimate and receive 10% off the regular price.
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
We're on your side with tonight's cover story, honoring the legacy of a monarch. Today, the world said goodbye to Queen Elizabeth II, who passed away 11 days ago at the age of 96. She was the longest reigning monarch in the history of the United Kingdom. Last Wednesday, we watched the Queen leave Buckingham Palace for the last time in an historic procession toward Westminster Hall. Massive crowds lined the streets across central London to honor the Queen's 70-year reign.
She has that magic about her, much more than monarchy. She's an icon of icons.
Seems like the right thing to do, you know, being British, and that was my Queen.
The Queen's coffin was draped with a royal flag and topped with the crown she wore for her coronation in 1953. For days, we have watched people pay their respects to the late monarch. WBTV's David Wisnett traveled to London, and today we talked about the things he saw and heard. He had a unique opportunity to witness history firsthand.
I was here for a week, and it was like right at the beginning, you still had folks sort of in shock. They take the Queen very seriously here. I think you probably have figured that out by now. But then it almost became kind of a fun celebratory thing when you had the queue and there was all the jokes about how long you were going to stand in the queue. But then I feel like it changed yesterday when I guess the reality of the funeral and the service and all of that sort of set in. And it's been much more somber today. Right now it seems to be a little better, but I just think like yesterday afternoon, last night, today, much more somber.
David, the funeral itself today hit on two important parts, obviously, of the Queen's life, her faith and her commitment to service. How did those things shape her and also shape her reign?
Well, if you think about it, those things were together from the very start. She made a pledge before God that she would serve Great Britain and the Commonwealth, you know, for the rest of her life. And so from that faith, she learned this discipline of service. And that's really what she was about. And that's really what she sort of wanted to, I guess, to put out there, to be her, the characteristics of her nature is just to be a servant.
You kind of hit on this, David. You know, we live in divided times, right? Often cynical times, yet this event has seemed to bring people together. You got that sense, obviously, there. Why do you think that was?
I think it's because you have a figure that transcends politics. There's a big difference, obviously, in the United States where we have elected officials. We have a president that is our head of state, and that president can be changed out every 4 years or however often I guess we want. But in this case, you have a woman who totally transcended politics, did not get involved in it, and so you had people We talked to people here this week who don't like the monarchy, but they loved Queen Elizabeth.
You know, over the last week, you've had this incredible front row seat to history. You've helped bring us closer to this story. What will you take away?
I guess I will take away that you have this entire nation of people who have different backgrounds, different political opinions, different religions and such, and yet they seem to be drawn to this queen. There seemed to be something in the personality of Elizabeth II that attracted people, and I think that's what's going to stick with me. And the love of the pomp and the pageantry, I already had it, but I got to see it in person this time, and let me tell you, you ain't been wowed until you've seen this stuff in person. When you see these military bands and everything else that goes into it, and you know that every movement they make has meaning, everything they do has centuries of tradition behind it, it's fascinating.
Our David Wisnick been reporting in London, doing a terrific job for us. Now, Charlotte has a complicated history with the monarchy. Long ago, we honored it, then we kicked it out, and now today we identify with it. We spent a couple minutes earlier today with History South's Tom Hanchett to walk us through the years and shifting positions on how we view royalty. And it all starts with Queen Charlotte.
She became queen in 1761. The colonial governor decreed that Charlotte could grow as a city in 1768. And so she was kind of top of mind that way. Colonial governor's name was William Tryon Street. And what we wanted was to be a courthouse town. We wanted to be an administrative center for this colonial government. And naming us after the big cheese in London, good politics.
Put you in good graces then with the folks back home. Also in the heart of Mecklenburg County. Also a royal name, correct?
Right. Queen Charlotte was royalty twice. She was out of the German royal family. She was an immigrant in today's parlance. And at that point, the royals would all marry with each other. She was from Mecklenburg, Strelitz in Germany. That's how the county got its name. And she came to the King George III as a 17-year-old. Had never met the guy. Got off whatever the transport was, and that evening they had the wedding.
So obviously, though, this becomes a complicated relationship with the crown and the monarchy, because this place didn't really like the king and queen at some point.
Eventually, we had a revolution, not that long after, in the 1770s, 1780s, and but we kept the name Charlotte.
And it's also interesting, it's not far from where we're sitting right now. The Charlotte Hornets play basketball. There's a reason that name is part of the basketball team, right?
When folks in Charlotte, the city, were kicking out the Royals, the last general to come through, Lord Cornwallis, coming from England, figured, you know, everybody's going to be a loyal British subject. They'll come out and welcome me. And instead, they shot at him because they saw themselves as Americans. And he said to have written in his diary as he left that Charlotte was a hornet's nest of rebellion. He went up north towards Yorktown, Virginia, and George Washington finished him off.
But here we are all these years later, and we now embrace it once again as our name. Why do you think we do that?
Royals are special, and folks like that kind of royal touch. Even though we are, you know, the country of America, we the people, there's still a little bit of the English monarchy that beats in our hearts.
Hence the crown that you see all around the city of Charlotte. Tell us your thoughts about the Queen and the celebration of her life. You can connect with us on Instagram and Twitter using the hashtag OYSTonight. You can also scan the QR code to write in. All right, we're on your side tonight asking how long this stretch of amazing fall-like weather will last for us. Here is a live look tonight, though, from Turks and Caicos. This is the concern right now. I got a beautiful view of the ocean, but that island right now under a hurricane warning. It is expected to be hit by Hurricane Fiona very soon. Calm now is not going to stay that way, and that storm is intensifying. Meteorologist Rachel Coulter joins us now. Yeah, this thing's getting a little scary for a lot of people.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we saw devastating flooding, not only, you know, the winds, of course, we've got hurricane force winds, but the flooding over Puerto Rico and in the Dominican Republic. And this is moving off towards the north. And I've been having this loop of tropical satellite here in the Weather Center for a while. I know, Jamie, you even mentioned
the eye's right there, isn't it?
The eye, and I want to show y'all as well. So let's look at it on the big big screen because it's quite intense, this storm that is now the center of circulation back over water, which is a fuel source for these systems. So this is rapidly intensifying. So you can see that well clearly defined eye and the eye wall associated. So the latest update from the National Hurricane Center has this as a Category 2 hurricane. So it's intensifying. We've got sustained winds of 100 miles per hour. Now this is moving to the northwest. So this is going to continue closer to the Turks and Caicos Islands where we saw we got that hurricane warning in place, a tropical storm warning a little bit farther off towards the west on the west side of this system. Could be a major hurricane as early as tomorrow. By the middle of the week, we could see Category 4 intensity before this pushes off towards the north and east. Now, something we've been talking about even since last week, will we see any impacts? And we have good consensus that we won't. However, even though indirect, we are expecting some coastal impacts. And we saw this with Earl because Earl had a very similar path, although I think Bermuda is going to see higher impacts than what it had last time around. But here at home, especially if you're going to be headed to the beaches, dangerous rip currents and high surf. Now, what's interesting, the same cold front that's going to be bringing us some significant changes by the end of the week is actually going to keep Fiona out towards the east. We're going to be going from summer to fall. Even though fall technically starts on Thursday, it won't be until Friday where we see that big drop in temperatures. Look at your 7-day forecast, and these are just your high temperatures over the course of the next 7 days. But we're going to be going from the low 90s here the next couple of days to those upper 70s. And of course, this is your afternoon high temperatures, so you know when you wake up in the morning, it's going to be cooler. And I'll show you that 7-day forecast here in a second. Rain chance wise, not looking like much. We're going to stay dry tomorrow and Wednesday, maybe a few showers with that cold front on Thursday. Friday's looking dry as well. So when you look at your 7-day forecast, big changes ahead. And of course, there's a lot going on this week. Fall starts on Thursday. A few showers possible with that cold front. Then we get towards the 70s. But Jamie, I think the thing that most people are going to notice, the morning low temperatures. Once we're starting off your Saturday morning, we're going to be waking up in the low 50s, some of us in the 40s. So if you're ready for fall-like conditions, they are in the forecast.
Are you one of those who likes to break out the sweatshirts and sweaters, after a long hot summer, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
We're getting closer to those days. Great weekend ahead, though. Rachel, appreciate it. Coming up next year on Your Side tonight, the United Kingdom now has a new monarch, but will the country's currency change with it? Will money with Queen Elizabeth's likeness still be valid? Good question.
Closed captioning on WBTV News is sponsored by Subaru South Boulevard and Subaru Concord. Time and Temperature on WBTV is sponsored by Honda Dealers of the Carolinas.
When cleaning your air ducts, it's important to clean the entire system. And air duct cleaning from Stanley Steamer removes pounds of trapped dirt, dust, and allergens from your home completely. Call today for a free inspection.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
We're Democrats,
independents,
and Republicans.
As judges, our job is not about politics.
It's about standing up for what's right.
And that's why we all support Sherry Beasley.
She's independent and will get things done.
But that's not how Washington works.
Ted Budd is part of that problem.
He's focused on what is good for him, not North Carolina.
We don't need the same old politicians.
We need someone different.
We need Sherry Beasley.
I'm Sherry Beasley, and I approve this message.
McClintock Heating and Cooling will fix it at the speed of life.
If your air conditioning goes out this summer, don't try to wait it out. Call McClintock Heating and Cooling. One of our certified technicians will provide solutions for your heating and cooling needs and help you reduce energy costs. If you need service, call us or schedule online. It's hard to stop a train.
McClintock Heating and Cooling will fix it at the speed of life.
Now's the time to switch to Spectrum, America's leading internet and mobile provider. Because Spectrum's best internet and mobile deal just got even better. For the first time ever, get both Spectrum Internet with speeds of up to 300 megabits per second and a Spectrum Mobile Unlimited line for $29.99 each. Plus, advanced Wi-Fi is included free. Call 844-367-2999. Spectrum Internet delivers speeds of up to 1 gig with 99.9% network reliability. Plus, Plus, with Spectrum's advanced Wi-Fi, you get state-of-the-art security and privacy. With Spectrum Mobile, you get unlimited talk, text, and data, plus nationwide 5G included. And the most reliable service coast to coast. All with no contracts, no added taxes, and no hidden fees. Get Spectrum Internet with speeds of up to 300 megabits per second and a Spectrum Mobile unlimited line for just $29.99 a month each. Plus, advanced Wi-Fi is included free. Call 844-367-2999 or visit a Spectrum store today.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job, so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. And get a $500 cash allowance on all 2022 Silverado pickups with a 2.7-liter turbo engine. Plus, now during truck season, get a $1,000 accessory allowance toward a new Chevy truck with accessories. See your Carolina Chevy dealers.
Stanley Steamer's been proudly cleaning homes and businesses in Charlotte for over 40 years. From carpet, upholstery, and hard floor cleaning to air duct cleaning and more, we can get your space looking and feeling great. Schedule a cleaning today.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
WBTV, on your side, on demand.
For the last 7 decades, much of the United Kingdom's money has been printed with the likeness of Queen Elizabeth. After the Queen's passing, some have wondered what will happen to the country's money following King Charles's ascension to the throne. Will King Charles III's likeness start appearing on money in the United Kingdom? That is tonight's good question, and the answer to that is yes, it will. King Charles's likeness will start appearing on money in the United Kingdom, but older money still featuring Queen Elizabeth, that does remain valid. All 6 banknotes previously circulated by the Bank of England included the Queen. The bank is responsible for printing paper money in England and Wales, and Queen Elizabeth's portrait was on one side. The royal household at Buckingham Palace says that English monarchs have been putting their names on money for hundreds of years, and King Athelstan, heard of him? He died in the year 939. He became the first English monarch whose image was actually shown on coins. Coming up next here on Your Side Tonight.
It's a debt many find hard to escape. A WBTV investigation into why hospital systems are making it harder for patients to pay off their medical debt. Plus, craftsmanship with a royal touch. We visit an Englishman's workshop here in North Carolina, honoring Queen Elizabeth.
At Deck Plus, our name says it all.
Deck Plus screen porches, Deck Plus patios, Deck Plus fireplaces. With our local high-quality craftsmen, we can make your backyard your favorite room of your home. Call now or visit online to schedule your free consultation.
Here we go.
Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out.
This is fantastic.
Welcome back.
Hi.
To that same old place that you laughed about.
Like Lennon and McCartney, Hall & Oates, Wheeler and... How do you say your last name?
Olayiwola.
Yeah, that!
The new season of The Neighborhood and Bob Hart's Abishola begin tonight on CBS.
I just love it.
Nobody can tell ya there's only one song worth singing. They may try and sell ya, 'cause it hangs them on to see someone.
Life gets bigger when you break from the herd. The Volkswagen Tiguan. Visit your Volkswagen dealer today to learn more about the versatile 2022 Tiguan. Limited inventory available.
Sometimes it feels like we can't agree on anything, except this. 85% of North Carolinians think abortion should be legal for women who need it. Ted Budd isn't one of them. He helped write legislation to outlaw abortion nationwide with no exceptions for rape or incest. A law that could even put doctors in jail. There's a better choice, Sherry Beasley. She'll always protect our personal freedoms. Women Vote is responsible for the content of this ad.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job, so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. Get a $500 cash allowance on all 2022 Silverado pickups with a 2.7-liter turbo engine. Plus, now during truck season, get a $1,000 accessory allowance toward a new Chevy truck with accessories. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
This lady pulls out in front of me, made a left-hand turn, and head-on accident, and I woke up in the hospital. I had no clue what I was going to do.
I'm Bob Carney, Carolina's biker lawyer. If you've been involved in a motorcycle accident, don't try to handle it on your own. I've got your back.
Immediately pick up the phone, call Bob Carney, and he'll be right there with you on your side, every step of the way. Here I am back on 2 feet, 2 wheels, and I'm happy about it.
Adding an outdoor living space is like bringing your backyard inside so your family can enjoy the great outdoors year-round. For the best value in town on a new outdoor living addition, call Deck Plus or visit deck.plus to schedule your free consultation.
If you've been hurt, get the advice and help you need. Call DeMayo offices.
On Your Side Tonight continues now at 7:30. Saddled and struggling to pay off medical debt. It is a familiar story to millions of people across the country. Take a look at this right here. The Kaiser Family Foundation analyzed government data, and it found 1 in every 10 adults owes at least $250 in unpaid medical debt. And 3 million people owe more than $10,000. Staggering numbers to hear, especially when you consider these may be your friends, your family, or even you.
They were going to start garnishing my income tax return.
They garnished right around $1,600.
I didn't know when it was coming off. I didn't know how much it was for. It just had tax levy every week.
You saw the stories, heard our call to action, and reached out for help. South Carolinians across the Palmetto State got in touch with our Investigates team after our reporting revealed serious concerns about a program that garnishes people's tax refunds and paychecks. Because you reached out to us, we found even more troubling stories of hospitals and medical facilities garnishing people without providing legal notice ahead of time or even giving people a chance to pay it off on their own. WBTV investigative reporter David Hodges drove across South Carolina to hear from you and filed this report from Columbia, where some residents are calling on state leaders to pay attention and do something.
Hundreds of South Carolinians reached out to us at WBTV about having their paychecks or their tax refunds garnished for unpaid medical bills. Many times they were given no advance warning.
I got a letter from the state of South Carolina saying, we sent all your money to Atrium Health.
We brought you Jim Mayhew's story earlier this year. He reached out to WBTV after Atrium Health garnished his tax refund for a hospital bill he didn't know he had. And they did it without warning.
I should have gotten a notice that there was something wrong in the system long before they went after the money.
And then all of a sudden they took our tax return, and that was the end of it.
More than 150 people reached out to WBTV. Jeff Dorsick was one of 57 who said they received no advance notice from the hospital before their tax refund or paychecks were garnished for unpaid medical bills. This advance notice to patients is required by South Carolina state law. Did you ever get anything like that?
I didn't know anything about that one.
The South Carolina Department of Revenue has 2 programs that allow hospitals and government agencies to garnish money from residents. Set Off allows agencies to garnish tax refunds. Gear gets them access to garnish people's wages and even file liens. There's no one hospital responsible. Data from the South Carolina Department of Revenue shows more than $390 million were garnished from South Carolinians from 2018 through 2021 by dozens of different hospitals. WBTV previously spoke with attorney Fred File about the lack of accountability in the programs.
I just feel that someone needs to take responsibility for this, and right now it doesn't seem that there is any oversight.
Because so many of you reached out to WBTV, we now have a better idea of just how much easier it is for hospitals to garnish people's money than work with patients to pay off medical debt.
To be honest, the price was no object at that point. I thought I could lose my wife.
Dan Quigley's wife went to the hospital several times because of a serious condition that led to sepsis. The medical bills were astronomical even after his wife's insurance, and they went from collections to having their tax refund garnished.
I think that when they take it out next year, that'll probably come close to wiping it wiping out my debt.
But Quigley was in the military, as his son and 4 generations of his family are, sacrifice and service to this country. So he has TRICARE health insurance. It was only when Quigley took his wife to a different medical facility did he learn that TRICARE could have covered his wife's bills.
And I said, hey, look, they took TRICARE, why didn't you? And they said, well, you never told us about it. And I said, well, I'm telling you now.
The first bill I got, they said insurance not found, uninsured. They gave me a bill for $25,000.
Chris Smith took an ambulance to the hospital after a slip and fall left him unconscious. He is insured and says he thought he squared away with the hospital and the ambulance service that he was covered.
They sent a letter saying that they're going to take the tax refund.
Smith says the hospital did properly notice him he would be garnished, but the ambulance service did not. So when his paycheck was hundreds of dollars lighter in the middle of the pandemic, it was a shock.
They gave me no warning whatsoever. It showed up on my paycheck.
All 3 men said they've tried working with the hospitals to set up a payment plan, but have been denied.
I guess after 2 years, they wanted the $3,000 quickly.
Does it discourage you from going to the hospital in the future?
It does.
WBTV previously reached out to the South Carolina Department of Revenue about the lack of oversight in the set-off and gear programs. A spokesperson wrote in an email that any additional oversight would be determined by the South Carolina General Assembly.
The governor of South Carolina needs to step up. The State House needs to step up and close the loophole.
And our David Hodges joins us here in studio to talk more about this. I'm blown away by the number of people who keep reaching out to you about this story. Have you ever seen feedback like this?
I don't think we've ever gotten this many emails and voicemails from people before. And it's just really interesting to me because the data shows that this is a major issue. There's more people who face bankruptcy because of medical debt than really any other reason at a personal level. But how often do you hear about it from friends, from family? We get some tips about it, but once we started telling these stories, it really seems like people were okay to reach out to us and start sharing theirs too, and boy, there are a lot of them.
So what does that tell you about this story, maybe the system that we have right now?
I think that people, at least what they're telling me, is they kind of felt like they were alone in this, that this was something that they were just dealing with, and when they started seeing these stories, they realized it's not just them. It might be a systemic thing. It's not just their specific hospital, which many of them thought it was. They said, oh, this is this hospital that's doing this. It's every hospital across the entire state of North Carolina, and even South Carolina, excuse me, and even into North Carolina and into Georgia. Some of those hospitals are also utilizing the system to garnish people's tax refunds as well as their wages.
So the lack of oversight is mentioned in your reporting on this. What does that mean? How is that impacting people?
The South Carolina Department of Revenue is saying that they just really don't have the tools or the wording in the law in order for them to say, hey, hospitals, we know you're sending us this information, but we need you to send more to actually verify this. We're hearing from some people that 1 year it'll say they owe nothing on their account anymore, and then the next year they'll be garnished again. They will have no advance notice that their wages are going to be docked and taken for these medical bills, or that their tax refund will be docked and taken for these medical bills. That is required by law, but the South Carolina Department of Revenue is saying it's not really in our hands to do anything about this, so whose job is it?
How are people to plan? If you don't know if your wages are suddenly going to get garnished, you've got a mortgage payment, you got to keep the lights on.
Well, one gentleman told me it was the same week that he had his tax refund taken as well as his wages docked for an ambulance bill. He knew about the tax refund coming, but the ambulance bill, he says he received no advance warning, so his money in his pocket was about $400, $500 lighter than what he was expecting at the time. Mortgage, water bill, electric bill. These are things that I use that money for. It's incredibly important.
It's everyday life,
and to not have any advance notice is just beyond the pale.
We appreciate putting a spotlight on this and sharing it with the viewers tonight. David, appreciate it. Thanks for coming by.
No problem, Jamie.
You can read all of David's reporting on this. Just head to our website, WBTV.com. We're on your side tonight, exploring the lasting legacy of Queen Elizabeth II. Art is a medium that can send many messages. It can make a statement, tell a story, or in some cases, pay respect. John Flitton is unlike many North Carolinians. That's because he grew up across the pond in England. He's found a life for himself as an engraver for everything you could think of. Jewelry, gold, and he really loves his work. And he's got lots of attention through the decades, even by Buckingham Palace. Our Alex Giles recently sat down with the Englishman who reflected on Queen Elizabeth, who once sent a letter admiring his work That's not too shabby, is it?
Not too shabby at all, Jamie. John Flitton has lived in the United States for decades now, but make no mistake, he is proud to be a Brit, and he feels a special connection to the royal family and the late Queen. And part of that connection is through his work.
In the back room at Morrison Jewelers, John Flitton allowed me to watch him methodically twist and turn his tools into an assortment of precious shiny objects. The process of engraving. Each week, a new assortment of items to work with, using some of the same tools he's had for decades.
How long have you had that? About 50 years.
He's got picture proof that he has been engraving all sorts of items for his entire adult life.
I do everything. I do jewelry, silver, gold, coats of arms, inscriptions, inside rings.
The process of engraving, how meticulous is it?
Very meticulous. It takes a lot of practice. You know, you can stab yourself a few times if you're not careful. It's very difficult. It's not easy. I think it's one of the hardest crafts to learn.
It took Flitton several years to learn. He completed a 5-year apprenticeship in England. He's engraved countless items, silver plates for public houses, crest rings, a trophy for the Quail Hollow Club. But the items that resonate with him these days are those that he has engraved for the royal family.
I applied for a job at Garrard's, the royal jewellers, and they could see the talent of my work, so they gave me a lot of the royal engravings to do. I did the first of 90 silver bowls for the Queen Mother on the Queen Mother's birthday. I did work for Princess Diana when she got Freedom of the City of Cardiff.
Over the years, he's done several engravings for the royals. Some items he's even sent as personal gifts. 2 of his favorites, a silver Jubilee wine label he made for Queen Elizabeth II. He made a replica for himself, too, and an engraved picture of the Queen's corgis. Every time he's sent something off, he's gotten something back in return.
They always write back to me. I mean, it's amazing. The Queen wishes to thank you for the wine label you presented to the Queen.
He's kept the letters he's received from Buckingham Palace, a reminder of his own personal connection to the Queen.
What was your reaction when you found out that she had passed?
It was a shock. It was very sad, and it just brought me to my work that I'd done for her. You know, she represents the best of Britain. You know what Britain's all about. You know, steadfast, unwavering.
Steadfast and unwavering, just like John Flitton's hands. He'll keep engraving, but he's not sure if he'll be doing any more royal work now that the Queen has passed.
Do you plan on doing any new engravings for King Charles or any other members of the royal family?
Maybe, I don't know. I think I might just keep it special just for her because, you know, she was there when I was born, and I've always known her, so it's special.
Absolutely.
I'll have to think about that one.
What an incredible story, and it's just amazing that he let you go into his studio to see him at work there.
It's so many awesome items that he's done work on. And as important as Queen Elizabeth II is, he made a point of telling me this, that he had to mention his own personal queen. And he even gave me pictures to boot. He said, I have to mention my wife because she's my queen.
I love it.
She's allowed me to do this job across 2 different countries for decades and decades of years, and so she's the rock behind him and what he does, and so he appreciates her support too. I just thought that was beautiful and wanted to share it here.
Yeah, great story. Appreciate it, Alex. Thank you.
Jamie.
Coming up next here on Your Side Tonight. The Panthers fall short in Jersey. The season now, well, they're 0-2. A breakdown of what went wrong next.
Hey folks, there's 5,000 reasons to take the short drive to Hickory. It's our $5,000 test drive where you could win $5,000 by simply test driving a car. This is Cindy from Lenore. She won $5,000. You can too.
Before you buy, give Mike a try.
It's 1-800-NEW-TOYOTA.
Lanier Material Sales has anything you need to spread some natural beauty. It's easy to get everything from stone and mulch to topsoil and sand, delivery or pickup. Lanier Material Sales, now with 4 locations, 1 near you.
Weather sponsored by Hospitality Heating and Air Conditioning, repair, service, and installations.
A Bojangles family meal has so many more fixings to choose from.
Mac and cheese.
Dirty rice.
Those scratch-made biscuits.
It's bow time.
Oh, man. Hey.
The redesigned Chevy Silverado with a sophisticated new interior.
Open the door.
It's easy to forget it's a truck. Find new style. Find new roads.
Get a $500 cash allowance on all 2022 Silverado pickups with a 2.7-liter turbo engine. Plus, now during truck season, get a $1,000 accessory allowance toward a new Chevy truck with accessories. See your Carolina Chevy dealers.
Don't let your home cooling problems interrupt your life. Call McClintock for fast, local, and certified service. It's hard to stop a train.
It's your journey. Own it in the Hyundai Tucson. Hyundai all-wheel drive SUVs come with complimentary maintenance and America's best warranty. Hurry in.
The St. Jude Walk Run Charlotte is coming up on Saturday, October 1st in Uptown. This family-friendly 5K supports local St. Jude patients. Register at stjude.org/Walk Charlotte today and join St. Jude in the fight against childhood cancer.
This rally will never happen. Joe Biden won't come here. He's too busy making life harder for you. His bad decisions have led to a recession, and that's nothing to cheer about. I'm Ted Budd, and I'm running to make life better for North Carolina families. More American energy, not less. More Border Patrol, not IRS agents. And less spending to get prices down. Because those are things we can all rally behind. I'm Ted Budd, and I approve this message.
Remember that place? Spent our share of nights there, didn't we?
You know, there's something I want to ask you. How do I link my phone?
When it comes to fighting childhood cancer, we're thinking of every mile. It's your journey.
Where you get your local news matters.
The vote was unanimous.
Gastoni, please telling me today. Got a cold front on the way. Every night, WBTV News at 11 brings you the top stories of the day and what's ahead, helping you make sense of the headlines, giving you the insight and understanding you need to make the best decisions for your family. Our deep community connections and relationships with local leaders bring more to the stories that impact you. Join us for a better understanding. Watch WBTV News at 11.
We're on your side tonight, breaking down another agonizing loss for the Panthers. Carolina lost by 2 points last week and by 3 points yesterday in New York to the Giants. Now, things look promising in the third quarter. Baker Mayfield connected with DJ Moore, and, well, after this pass, we were all doing flips as the Panthers went up 13-6 early in the third quarter. But that would be the last of the offense, and the Giants would tie it up and then go ahead when former Panther Graham Gano drilled a 56-yard field goal with just under 4 minutes to play. That's how it ended. Giants 19, Panthers 16th. It's a 9th straight loss over 2 seasons for the Panthers. Earlier today, we talked to Jim Szoke from the Carolina Panthers Radio Network.
Kind of like they fixed one thing and then something else crops up. But they ran the ball well with Christian McCaffrey, but the throwing game wasn't much to be had there. Stopped the run with Barkley, held him to 72 yards. So those are all good indicators. But it's just those, it's you know, you lose 3-point games, 2-point games like they had the first 2 weeks. It's just those little things. So starting the game with those 2 turnovers. I know defense stepped in, held them to 6 points there, which is doing great. But in a 3-point game, that turned out to be kind of big. Yep. And this is a team that wasn't able to sustain drives. 2 out of 12 on third downs. You got to be able to keep the ball, and we're not able to do that.
So what is that the offensive line, pass protecting, those kinds of things? We know there were some sacks and some key plays yesterday.
It's a little bit of everything. I think, you know, there were drop passes, and then there were times where Baker missed, and then there were times where the pass blocking wasn't there, and then sometimes there it was. So it's kind of like nothing that is atrocious all the way across the board, but just little bits of everything here and there, and they just can't seem to get a rhythm on offense. I thought the defense played well, but this is now 5 straight games without a takeaway, and it's a team that needs some big plays to happen to win games.
You've been doing this so long, and you know the fine margins, right, between winning and losing in the NFL. And as you point out, 1 or 2 plays, you know, by turning the ball over those first couple of series, those are 2 less possessions you get. Those things really add up. How do you get over that hurdle?
You've got to overcome adversity, because every team's going to have that during a game and during a season. So you've got to be good enough to be able to overcome things like that. And they were in the game, right? So it's 6-6 at halftime. It's 13-13 in the second half. So the game was there for the taking. I think this team, what it's lacking is just those key moments. You know, they need to step up, and that's what the Giants were able to do.
You've lost 2 games by a combined 5 points. Where's just sort of the mentality of this team right now? Where do you see them?
I think they feel like they're close is what, if you ask them, I think they feel like they're right there. They're not happy. 9-game losing streak is the longest in the league. So they're sick of close and not winning. So I'll say that. But I think overall, I feel like they feel like they're right there, that they can win these games.
We know there's pressure on Matt Rule going into this season. Everybody knows that the town's talking, about that. His name seems to come up for every college job, that comes along. Is that a distraction in the locker room?
I don't think so. I think, they're focused. It's a little bit different, I think, as far as how teams handle things versus how it's perceived through the media and the fans. If you watch that team work or any NFL team work, they're focused on what's very regimented, what's coming up that week. Monday's got to feel, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday's got to feel. So every day is a focus on that week's job. Joe Brady used to say 1-0. And I think there very much is a focus of each week trying to win that game. So that stuff's out there, but it's so early in this season. We'll see. It's natural the national media would link him because he's had success in college to things like that, being on something of a hot seat here. But as far as the team goes, I don't think they think about that.
Jim Szoke from the Carolina Panthers Radio Network stopping by earlier today. Panthers' next game Sunday at home, Bank of America Stadium, taking on NFC South rival New Orleans. So we're certainly going to keep a close eye on the forecast for that. Same thing for the upcoming App State game in Boone. Live look at campus there. Everyone's sleeping right now, I bet, after everything that went on this weekend. That last second win for the Mountaineers against Troy on Saturday, that was something to behold. Meteorologist Rachel Coulter has your certified most accurate forecast. The work week off to a great start, Rachel.
Yeah, that's right. This is one of those forecasts where we have a win-win situation. If you still like summer and you're not ready for the heat to leave, the first half of our 7-day forecast is for you. And then if you're ready for the fall-like conditions, we're eventually going to feel like fall. Now, it's going to be a day delayed. Fall starts on Thursday. Not going to feel like it until Friday. But hey, we do have some really big changes ahead of us. In the meantime, we're going to be experiencing these warm conditions. We were pretty close to that 90-degree mark this afternoon. Should be in the low 80s this time of the year. But these next few days are only getting hotter. So right around 90 degrees tomorrow, low 90s Wednesday, Thursday, few showers possible on Thursday. That's when our cold front moves through. But we're really not expecting significant rain chances. The best chance of rain is actually going to be at the very tail end of our 7-day forecast. But look at that temperature drop. We're going to be going from the low 90s to the upper 70s, and that's just your afternoon high temperatures. But something we're going to notice, and you might remember last week we were talking about the dew point drop, and you remember how refreshing it felt when you went outside. Well, we had dew points in the 40s and 50s. We're forecasting dew points in the 30s and the 40s. That just means it is going to be comfortable and refreshing, and that's going to mean some big changes, especially in those mornings. I think Saturday morning you're going to notice the cool conditions, but that front's also going to help us out steering Fiona out to sea. So this is going to stay over the Atlantic Ocean. We're not expecting any direct impacts from now Category 2 hurricane Fiona, but it is forecast to intensify major hurricane status as early as tomorrow and then Category 4 status by midweek. And there's another disturbance to the south and east that we're going to have to keep a close eye on into the extended forecast. So let's look at the 7-day. I talked about the afternoon high temperatures. I want to focus on those morning lows. So by the time that we get to Saturday morning, Jamie, waking up in the low 50s, 51 is our forecast. And that's the Charlotte area. So if you're listening in from the foothills and mountains, 40s, higher elevations, even cooler.
Your heat may click on.
Yeah, exactly. It's that time of year for sure.
All right, Rachel, appreciate it. Coming up next here on Your Side Tonight, the case against him was the center of the hit podcast Serial. Well, now he is a free man. The new evidence that led to Adnan Syed's conviction being overturned.
Coming up tonight at 11 o'clock, teachers and staff at Gaston County schools haven't been getting paid or their paychecks have been wrong for months. The district says there's an issue with its pay system. New tonight at 11, what's being done to help make up for it. Plus, a chaperone policy goes in place at Carowinds tomorrow when it starts and how parents are reacting. Plus, at least 4 cases of West Nile virus have been reported in North Carolina. Why the state health department says, yes, you should be concerned.
There's no better time to buy a new heating and cooling system with Brothers. From now until September 25th, you can get 0% interest for 36 months on new systems with approved credit. Call 800-849-2881 to schedule your appointment.
Dude, fire. Grill master, huh?
Burgers, better with Pepsi.
Politician Sherry Beasley says,
our leaders should only be responsive
to the people they serve.
Really, Sherry? Beasley was a partner in a law firm that was paid millions to lobby for special interests. Beasley's campaign is bankrolled by PACs, lawyers, and lobbyists. Now Beasley supports higher taxes on almost everyone to pay for special interest giveaways for the wealthy. Sherry Beasley works for them, not us. Senate Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
The great experiences you have in here and even out here all started here. Because the best customer experience always leaves a great impression. GMC, awarded #1 in sales satisfaction by J.D. Power. Step up to GMC with 0% financing on Sierra models. Professional grade truck of the Carolina Panthers.
It's 4th down, seconds on the clock. He hands it off, finds a hole in the middle. Clear, nothing but incredible. A touchdown ball. I can't believe it.
Pizza, better with Pepsi.
We're Democrats.
Independents.
And Republicans.
As judges, our job is not about politics.
It's about standing up for what's right.
And that's why we all support Sherry Beasley.
She's independent and will get things done.
But that's not how Washington works.
Ted Budd is part of that problem.
He's focused on what is good for him, not North Carolina. We don't need the same old politicians.
We need someone different.
We need Sherry Beasley.
I'm Sherry Beasley, and I approve this message.
There's no better time to buy a new heating and cooling system with Brothers. From now until September 25th, you can get 0% interest for 36 months on new systems with approved credit. Call 800-849-2881 to schedule your appointment.
We're on your side with some stories we are keeping a close eye on tonight and why they matter. Alex Giles joins us now. Alex?
Yeah, Jamie, this one just broke shortly, not too long ago. A man accused of killing his ex-girlfriend more than 20 years ago has been released from prison. Today, a judge in Baltimore overturned Adnan Syed's conviction for the 1999 murder of Hae Min Lee. Prosecutors say new evidence shows there could be 2 other suspects in the case. This story received widespread attention back in 2014. Many have probably listened to this, that hit podcast Serial. It focused on Hae Min Lee's killing and raised doubts about some of the evidence. He has always maintained his innocence. Definitely one to watch there. Charlotte sports fans, listen up. All eyes will be on Quail Hollow Club starting tomorrow. The 2022 President's Cup is being held right here in the Queen City. Big golf tournament, unlike anything we've had here in Charlotte. It's a team event. One team made up of the best players from the U.S., the other team made up of international golfers from countries outside of Europe. The tournament runs through Sunday, but tomorrow, golfers are expected to arrive at the course for practice rounds. And we want to end with a fun one here. The App State Mountaineers still riding high today. They beat Troy University in the last 2 seconds of that big game on Saturday. And get this, 3 Appalachian State University students received free tuition for an entire year for having the best posters during Saturday's ESPN College Game Day show. Zachary Carr, a freshman, Annalyn Impara, a junior, Ethan Cagle, a sophomore. They were all named winners. Originally, it was just going to be one winner.
Right.
We got 3 of them. Congrats to them. That's awesome.
I want to see pictures of their parents because they're the ones who are really, really excited about that prize. That is amazing. What a game that was.
Oh, my
Last
goodness.
second touchdown. Who would have thought, right?
Unbelievable.
I tell you what, fall's coming this week. Going to be about a day late, but it's coming.
Yeah, exactly. I know it starts on Thursday. It'll feel like it by Friday. These next couple of days, if you thought today was warm, it's going to be hotter here Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Low 90s. But if you're ready for fall-like conditions, maybe some bonfires. I'm thinking about all the things that are just awesome in the fall. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, not looking too bad either. And we should stay dry. That cold front's not going to bring much in the way of rainfall, so that'll be the good news there. Mostly dry conditions for the start of fall on Thursday. I just can't get over the morning lows. Saturday will be noticeable. Low 50s, especially after waking up in the 60s here the next couple of days.
2 spectacular weekends in a row, though, right?
Oh, yeah. We should be mostly, if not completely dry all the way through.
Get out and enjoy. Rachel, Alex, appreciate it. Thank you for watching. WBTV News back at 11 o'clock, and we will see you back here tomorrow night at 7 o'clock for On Your Side Tonight.
Your certified most accurate forecast just got more accurate.
At Deck Plus, our name says it all.
Deck Plus Screen Porches, Deck Plus